Hello, I'm James Reid. I'm the head track and field and cross country coach here at Angelo State University of both the men's and women's programs, and I'm also assistant athletic director. I've been head coach for 15 years now, and I'm about to start my 22nd total years with the university. I got my start here at Angelo State University. I was actually a teaching assistant and a graduate assistant and a student assistant here, and was lucky enough and blessed enough to be brought on full-time as an assistant back in 1993, and have been able to stay on ever since, working my way up. Everybody wants to know what our goals are each and every year as we come into a new year, and pretty much every year we have really the same goals. You know, obviously as a team we want to be a national championship team, and we want to be a conference championship team, and those are things that we put up on the board that our kids understand that those are things that we're aspiring to be. But when you start talking about coaching, it's a social entity, and so you're dealing with individual people, and everybody's got their own individual differences. And so, you know, one of the things that we talk about is track being a team sport made up of individual events. And so in dealing with our individuals, you know, one of the things that we talk to them about from the very first time we get into the recruiting process until the time they walk across the stage and get their college degree is that we want them to graduate. And that's, you know, obviously the main reason that they go to college and they come to college and come to Angelo State is to get a degree. In our sport, there's very few kids that get a chance to go on and make a living running track and field. So, you know, we have to always temper our athletic goals with the fact that the bottom line is that they're going to get that degree. And so it's something that can be done effectively. We have a long list of kids that not only graduate but leave here national champions and All-Americans and things of that nature. So that's what we kind of keep in front of the kids every single day, is that they're here to be a student athlete, and they're here to be a student. When they're a student, they're in the classroom doing everything they can do to get that degree, and then when they walk out on the track, doing everything we can do to excel at the national level as an athlete in track and field. A couple of my mentors in track and field as a coach, obviously one of the first ones is David Noble, who was a longtime track and field and cross country coach here at Angelo State University, and he's actually the man that I got my start with here under him. And I can't tell you the amount of experience and valuable lessons that I learned from just spending time every day on the track and in the office, and dealing with kids from him. And the other mentor is my father, Doug Reid. He was a high school track and field coach, cross country coach here in the state of Texas for 40 years, and was a college athlete himself. And he got me started, obviously growing up, spending time around the track and then traveling on buses to meets with him, and just learning from seeing him deal with athletes and other people. And those two guys probably have had the biggest influence on me as a coach. Some of my most memorable moments, obviously, as a coach, deal with some championships that we've won. You know, one of the first ones is probably the first women's conference championship that we ever won, which was in 2004. And I had an assistant named A.J. Moore at the time, and we had a young group of kids that were coming off a year where we were really close the year before, and really didn't think we had a chance that year to make much noise in the conference. But we had a couple of kids I remember coming up. Tristan McIntyre came up to me. She was one of our middle distance runners and eventually was an All-American for us. And she came up, she was a freshman, and she said, "Coach, we're going to win a championship today." And I said, "Okay," and kind of moved on, and lo and behold, we got down and won that by 1 point, having to finish right behind Abilene Christian in the mile relay, and we did. That was exciting. And then obviously probably the biggest moment is when we won the 2010 national championship with our women's team in North Carolina. And once again, we were coming off one of the best years in program history in '09, where we finished second by 3 points as a team, and really had an incredible team in '09, and lost some of our more notable upperclassmen that year, Cully Jo Dawson and Adri Lakey. Those two girls were seniors and moved on. We lost some good points out of those girls, and so we really weren't sure what we'd be able to put together the next year. But going into 2010, we opened the year ranked #1, and Aisha Adams and Crystal Ruiz and Andrea Nussey and Salethia Bird, and those girls just kind of brought our underclassmen together, and we kind of pushed forward through that year. We were ranked #1 the whole year, and got to the national championship and put together a great meet, and ended up winning the national championship. And probably one of the most exciting moments is, even though we'd won the championship going into the mile relay, and even though we were pretty fatigued, having done a lot of events, we were able to put together a team that broke our school record and actually won the national championship in the 4x4 that night, and that just kind of put a crowning mark on it. So those were obviously some of the most memorable moments that I've had as a coach here at Angelo State University. Everybody always wants to know why people become coaches, and I wanted to become a coach largely in part due to my father and the coaches that I had in high school. You know, that was a life that I grew up around and was involved with from, like I said, a very early age, spending time around the field house and on the track and on trips with the student athletes, and it's something that I wanted to do. I knew from the very beginning that's what I wanted to do, and all throughout high school it just was reinforced by the coaches that I dealt with there, and I think the thing that has drawn me to it, and the thing that I'm appreciative of Angelo State for giving me the opportunity to do is just the friendships and the relationships that are developed with the student athletes and with other coaches here. You know, it's about the kids, and that's one of the things that I keep reminding myself every single day, that what I do is because of the kids. And when they calling me and they're sending me pictures of their children once they've graduated and gone on and started families, and they're having successes, a lot of them have gone into coaching themselves, and I get excited about that, and it just kind of reinforces why I do this. And I love it. I love to walk out the back doors every single day and get a chance to coach these kids, and I definitely am appreciative of the opportunity that I have here.